Hey everybody, Lee from PcjunkieMods here. So today we're going to take a look at the new Black Ice Nemesis 240 GTS X-Flow radiator. That is the one that I actually have here. So we're going to take a look at it, and we're actually I'm going to be pretty cruel. I'm going to compare it to a 360 rad from Coolants. It has close to the same fin density, so I figured it'd be pretty comparable, and I think if it can keep up with the 360 rad, then we'll be good to go. So another cool thing is with the radiator, actually, let me go ahead and show you, I have it set up, is the nice finish they have on them. I'm not sure if it's a powder coat or what, but it is textured. It gives it a nice glossy, cool design and look. Something totally different. I haven't seen it done on any radiators. But this is the X-Flow, cross flow. So basically in one side and out on the other. They also make the U-Flow edition, which will have 2 ports on the end. So it also comes with the M4 screws. It comes with a total of 8, and it also has the 8 M4s that are like if you're going to do a push-pull. So they're the shorty screws. I don't know the exact length, but it does come with both those. So basically what we're going to do now is I'm going to test. Right now I have the 360 on here. From Coolants. They both have the same fans, or the Coolants fans, the 120 fans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the Coolants. It's stock, everything's stock. I want to say ambient temp in here is probably about 90 right now, Fahrenheit. So should be good there. I am in my garage. It is kind of warm out today. So I'll test stock, and then I'll also test overclock. We're going to do a 4.6 overclock, and we already tried the 4.6 just to kind of get kicks because I had to dial it in. And under prime 95, it was hitting like 80C, so should give us an idea. It's probably not the best temperatures to test, but hey, what are you going to do? So I threw this together, basic specs. I have my Asus P9X79E WS workstation board with 32 gigs of Dominator Platinum, 1866 RAM, my GTX Titan, my GTX 780 Ti, and then I have the Intel 4960X. So also running the OS is the Intel SSD 520 series 240 gig. So basically I kind of just threw a little loop together, try to keep it real simple. Both lines coming off the CPU with my my Coolants water block and my Coolants reservoir and pump, and then I have quick disconnects on both the rads. So all I have to do is just disconnect and connect the other radiator. Make life easy, make for a quick, fast, in a hurry review of the radiator instead of spending all day swapping out parts. Alright, so we ran a few benchmarks, but I wanted to touch on something before we went into the benchmarks. I did mention earlier that the Coolants rad and the Black Ice Nemesis have similar fin density. Yes and no. I was incorrect on that. I was thinking that they were pretty close. But the Coolants has a 30 FPI, which is fins per inch. That's what FPI stands for. Where the Hardware Labs radiator actually has a 16 FPI. So another thing I didn't mention is that the Nemesis series radiators, the new Black Ice radiators, are slim rads, whereas they have another series, the Stealth GTs, or the big fatties. These monsters. This is my 481. I actually have 2 different versions. I have the high FPI and the low FPI. Anyway, so this is a slimmer rad, so it's really good for a lot of different scenarios, tight spaces, stuff like that. And surprisingly, these two are about the same thickness, but like I said, half the fins per inch on the Black Ice. The fans that I am using are the Coolants 108 CFM fans. I don't quite know the static pressure on them, but I mean, there's a lot of air coming at it over here. So we kept the fans on 12 volt all the way through, and to be honest, I didn't see much difference in between all the benchmarks. We did a stock idle, a stock load on each rad, and then we did a OC idle and an OC load on each rad. And the only place that I saw a little bit of a difference was in the OC load. And when I say a little bit of difference, I'm talking like 1 or 2 Celsius. So I mean, that's pretty damn good for a 240 rad. versus a 360 rad. This is kind of why I try to, you know, most people do 240 versus 240 or 240 versus an air cooler. Well, I want to justify going to this radiator, so I think by doing this video and me putting it against a bigger radiator which has more surface area to cool should prove to you that actually this radiator is probably the better way to go. You have to, less fans, less noise, a smaller package, and the 240 will fit in almost, I would say, a lot more cases than the 360 will. But then again, a lot of the cases nowadays are starting to come out with more rad support. So anyways, let's take a look at the benchmarks. Alright, so for the benchmarks we did it pretty plain and simple. I use CPU-Z, I use Real Temp, and I use Prime 95. Prime 95 is one of the best benching tools to actually throw enough heat at your processor to find out what kind of temperature it's going to reach. So to get started, the first thing we did was a stock idle, which was mid-30s. On the 360 and the 240 they were pretty much the same. There wasn't a big difference at all. As a matter of fact, I didn't see any. And then for the stock load, it was low 50s. They were pretty much identical all the way across. And then we also did the OC on idle, which was low 40s, which was pretty good. And then we moved on to the OC load, which was mid to high 70s. This is really the only place that I saw any difference, and when I say difference, I mean like very minimal difference. We're talking like a couple C, 2, 3C, that's about it. So this concludes my review of the Hardware Labs Nemesis 240 GTS X-Flow radiator. I'd like to say thank you to Performance PCS and to Hardware Labs for giving me a chance to do a review on the radiator. Once again, thanks for watching my video. Until next time.